anytime I give you guys 2 video podcasts 2 days in a row, or even 2 video podcasts in a 3-day span, I'm spoiling you. I'm spoiling you. Now, there's some YouTube hosts that do 2, 3, 4 video podcasts per day, or at least 5 to 10 per week. I'll never do that. Hold on a second. You know I'm smirking. Shine, baby. My favorite flavor. Yes. Love this stuff. Excuse me. I'm going to repeat the same format from video part 2 of video podcast number 30. This will be video podcast number 31. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the first 12 to 15 minutes of this video podcast on YouTube for free as kind of a teaser preview. And then the remainder of the video podcast, you'll have to be at least a $5 subscriber to my patreon.com page, which is below. Patreon.com page below in the description section, along with some other important and relevant links below. And you can always leave feedback to my video podcast below in the comments section. Or if you want to give me more private feedback, you can either write me through one of my 2 Facebook pages. I have a public page and a personal page. Both I'm under the name Alan Roger Currie. And you can write me email youtube@mode1.net, MODEONE.net, which is where I receive most of my female feedback. Women, with the exception of a handful of women, they hardly ever provide me with public feedback. I think they don't want to publicly acknowledge that they watch my videos. But actually, on average, I receive almost more private feedback from women than I do from men. So I find that interesting. A few what do they call that? Housekeeping things. Speaking of Patreon, someone asked me in the comments section, Alan, if I become a $5 subscriber, will I be able to see all of your videos that are on your patreon.com page? No. No, you will not. I mentioned this in at least one previous video podcast. I actually have at least 3 or 4 different tiers of subscribers. The lowest, starting with the lowest level, if you're a 1, there's some videos you will be able to see as a $1 per month subscriber. So there's some videos you'll be able to see as a $1 per month subscriber. Then the next level up is $5 per month subscriber. You'll be able to see a few more videos than the people who are just $1 subscribers. I don't know what it is when I get on video that my face begins to feel itch or irritated. That kind of freaks me out. Yeah, so there's the lowest level is $1. You get a certain percentage of videos you'll be able to see. I would say that's probably the smallest percentage of videos that you'll be able to see is if you're just a $1 subscriber. Next level up is a $5 subscriber. You'll be able to see more videos than the $1 subscriber, but less videos than everybody else. Next level up is the $10 subscriber. And if you're a $10 subscriber, yeah, you'll be able to see probably 80 to 90% of my videos. If you're a $10 subscriber, that's when you'll be able to see no less than 80% of all my videos that I produce. There's two levels higher than the $10. There's $20 subscriber will make you available to see some videos I have yet to do. I haven't done any of these videos, but in the near future, or I'm not going to put a time frame on it, but I'm going to be doing some videos where you'll see me interacting with other people. It might be a video from a workshop I'm doing, a video of an interview I'm doing with someone. Any video that there's another person in the video podcast with me, I will call that a special event video. And in order to see that, you will have to be at least a $20 per month subscriber. Now, again, I haven't produced any just yet. I'm in the early stages of working on some of those. But so all you have to be, in order to see all the videos that include just me by myself, is $10. And the other thing, you can upgrade or downgrade on a monthly basis. So you don't have to stay at the same level month to month. Like, you can start off at, say, a $20 per month pledge, and you can lower that if you see fit to a $10 pledge or a $5 pledge. Or you can start off at a $5 pledge and then later down the line upgrade that to a $10 or $20 pledge. So yes, Patreon does allow you to either increase your pledge per month. You have to stay at the same pledge, I think, for at least 30 days, a full month. And then beginning with the following month, you can either move up or down. And then the highest level, and this is actually, the highest level is really a bargain. My highest level is a $50 per month subscriber on Patreon. And when you're a $50 per month, that means you get access to all my videos, all of them, 100% of all my videos, plus you get up to 60 minutes worth of a Skype or telephone consultation with me. You get up to 60 minutes per month of a Skype or telephone consultation. And it could be either a full hour at once, or you can break it into 2 30-minute sessions, or a 40-minute session and a 20-minute session, or 3 20-minute sessions per month. And that's actually a bargain, because my normal rates for Skype and telephone consultations is $50 for 20 minutes, $75 for 40 minutes, and $99 for a full hour. So you're saving a minimum of $49 on my normal rates if you become a $50 per month subscriber. And again, you get access to all of my videos, including the special event videos. So there you go. What's today's topic about? Today's topic is something I've probably more or less talked about. Well, there's going to be some portion of my content in a lot of my video podcasts where I'm going to be repeating and reiterating concepts that I've already talked about. So if you didn't pick that up already, realize that now. There's a lot of themes and content that I'm going to be repeating and reiterating, although I just might express myself in a different manner. But in the last 24 hours, and really the last few days and few weeks, I had some guys write me and ask me, Alan, why do you seem so insistent on this whole alpha male, beta male delineation? And a similar question I've received is, Alan, you kind of paint a dim picture for beta males. Are you saying that if you're a beta male, you're not going to be able to have any success with women? That you absolutely have to be an alpha male in order to have success with women? So I'm going to be answering those questions. I wanted to first highlight a couple of comments I saw. Damn, I don't have them in front of me. I might have to pull up my browser as I'm talking to you. Hold on. Because there was at least minimum two comments that caught my eye. Well, one had to do with an old video. It had to do with my video, I think video podcast number 28, when I talked about men who are jealous and envious of ladies, men, and womanizer types. And some person, I can't remember their username. I think it was Black First Forever or something like that. See, they co-signed with me. Because if you remember that video podcast, I actually disagree with my fellow author and fellow dating advisor, Ron Wills. He had a video podcast where he basically told alpha males to quit picking on the beta males. And I wrote in his comment section for that video, because I watched that video of his, and I told him that my experience in life has been just the opposite, and I said that in video podcast number 28. So go back and look at it. But yeah, in my experiences and observations, it's been just the opposite. I've rarely seen guys who are ladies' men and prolific womanizers pick on guys who are less successful with women than them. That hardly ever happens. I mean, every blue moon, maybe. But that rarely, if anything, for me, it's been just the opposite. And this person who posted recently on my comments section for video podcast number 28 mentioned that. He said in his experience, he's seen that. He said at a lot of nightclubs he's gone to, he's seen guys try to start fights with guys who are ladies, men, and womanizer types. I've seen that all the time. I remember Eddie Murphy, when he first became famous, he talked about that. He said before he became famous, and he got less attention from women, he said he was able to go to a nightclub anytime he wanted to without problem. But he said once he became more famous, and more specifically, once he became more popular with women, he said guys would almost regularly try to start fights with him. To the point where he said he couldn't go out with having like security around him, like an entourage around him. That's why a lot of guys who are like professional athletes or male celebrities, usually they won't go, they rarely will go to clubs by themselves. At minimum, they'll go with like two of their buddies, and at maximum, they'll go with a full entourage. Because they know that a lot of guys, if guys see that you're real popular with women, I'd say no less than 50% of the time, guys going to try to fuck with you, particularly if you're by yourself. They're going to try to fuck with you. I've had it happen at least a few times in my life. Starting with roughly the age of like 17, 18. Again, I wouldn't say too many times, but I'm probably at minimum, probably half a dozen times, I've had guys try to start a fight with me simply because they saw that I was getting like one funny story. I remember I was doing stand-up comedy. I did stand-up comedy for about a year and a half, starting with summer of '89 till about fall of 1990. I used to do stand-up. Most of you have read my Wikipedia page, which is linked below. It's in my Wikipedia page. But I was doing comedy one time at this club called AKA's. It's on the north side of Chicago. And if I say so myself, I killed. This particular night when I performed, I killed. I mean, I had everybody just dying laughing. Like people was crying laughing, like bending over in their seats laughing. So anyway, it was me and 4 other comedians that performed. And shortly after the comedy performance was over, there was one point where I had all these women, man, that just surrounded me. Like I had probably like about 15 women that just had me in a circle. Like I was in the middle of the circle, and it was about 15 women just who had circled me. And I'd say no less than 2/3 of those women was very good-looking, sexy women. And they were giving me a lot of flattering attention, giving me their phone numbers, that type of deal. And this one brother kind of made his way through the circle. And first he gave me kudos. He said, man, I got to tell you, man, you a funny motherfucker. I said, thank you, brother. He said, no, I mean that, man. You had me really cracking up, man. You a funny motherfucker. And so at first I thought he just wanted to give me those kudos and give me that respect. Then he just kind of gave me this like semi-glare. Almost like I would call it at least a semi-contentious glare. He just kind of glared at me. And I said, what's up? You look like you want to tell me something more or ask me something. He said, I'll leave you with this, man. I just told you you're a funny motherfucker. But you want to know what's not funny? I said, what's not funny? He said, ain't nothing funny about one motherfucker monopolizing all the pussy in the house. And he winked at me. And then he just walked away. And I was just like, Yeah, and that was his way of telling me, man. He's basically saying, I ain't really cool with the fact that you getting all this attention from women and I'm not. I don't like it. And that's how a lot of brothers are, man. A lot of brothers, particularly in like nightclub situations or just general party situations, a lot of guys don't like that, man, when they see 1, 2, or 3 guys getting all the attention from women and they're getting hardly any attention from women. And yeah, that night, again, man, I'll say something else, I had like 15 women just surrounded me shortly after the performance. But yeah, I never forget that comment he made to me. I'll never forget that. He said, ain't nothing funny about one motherfucker monopolizing all the pussy. But anyway, I don't want to rehash that topic. I already covered that topic about men. Now I'm at 18 minutes already. I'm going to go another 2-3 minutes in this teaser preview. But this video podcast is going to be about why the delineations between alpha male and beta male are so significant. Oh, I know that. One of the other comments I saw posted that I want to address. Burp number 1. Somebody wrote something that I disagree with. Somebody said when it comes to alpha male versus beta male, somebody wrote something, and I don't have the comment right in front of me, so I might misquote it. But somebody said if a woman is attracted to you, then that automatically means she thinks you're alpha. But if a woman's not attracted to you, then that automatically means she thinks you're beta, or something to that effect. I don't know if those were the exact words. Again, I might be misquoting it, but I vaguely remember it being to that effect. And if that was indeed what this person is saying, I would actually disagree with that. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true. The terms alpha and beta are not synonymous with someone wanting to have sex with you and someone not wanting to have sex with you. That is not true. I know many women that will actually have sex with a beta male before they will an alpha male. Or I've known women to really not find a guy, say, handsome or physically attractive, but they still acknowledge that that guy was alpha. So just because you're alpha doesn't automatically mean that every woman you meet is going to be attracted to you and want to have sex with you. And on the flip side, just because you're beta does not automatically mean that no woman is going to want to date you or no woman is going to want to have sex with you. That is not true. Here's what I would say. And again, I'm going to be cutting it off in about a minute or two. And you'll have to be a $5 subscriber of mine on Patreon to watch the remainder of this video. But I'm going to give you at least a couple minutes more of the free portion. Well, first of all, I want to reiterate Not everybody uses my terms. Like I mentioned Ron Wills. Ron Wills, he uses those terms every now and then, but he doesn't like. He has his own terms. A lot of people do. His term is select versus non-select. Steve the D. Williams, another friend and fellow dating coach, he uses alpha male and beta male here and there, but his more preferred delineation is men versus males. David X, another fellow friend and dating coach, he uses leaders and followers. A lot of street pimps, they use strong versus weak men, or hard versus soft men, or sometimes pimps and players versus squares and tricks. That's a lot of street pimps delineations. Some pickup artists, they'll call them bad boys versus nice guys. That's what a lot of women use. Like, I've noticed that more and more a lot of women are starting to use alpha and beta, but I would say starting with my high school days, most women's terms for alpha versus beta was simply bad boys versus nice guys, or in some cases they would divide between womanizers versus monogamous gentlemen. So that's what, like, anytime a woman is talking to you, she says, "Oh, you're so nice and sweet," or she's talking about another guy and she talks about how nice and sweet he is, that's her coded way of saying he's beta. That's the most common women's coded language for beta. Anytime a woman refers to you as nice and sweet, that means you're beta. Plain and simple. That means you're beta. Or another variation is easy to get along with. If a woman puts a lot of emphasis on, he's so easy to get along with, or you're so easy to get along with, that means you're beta. That's a woman's way of telling you she looks at you as beta. Because that's why women love beta males. Because one of the reasons is because they are easy to get along with. Matter of fact, I would say the top 2 to 3 reasons why women usually like beta males, sometimes more than alpha males. Women perceive beta males as being much easier to get along with than alpha males. They consider them much more financially generous than the average alpha male. And third, just generally more flattering, emotionally empathetic, and helpful and accommodating. Flattering, entertaining, emotionally empathetic, and helpful and accommodating. So those are the reasons why women love beta males. Their biggest weakness just really comes, if nothing else, comes to how much they're able to turn a woman on sexually. Women just simply are not as turned on by beta males sexually as they are alpha males. Period. End of. End of story. That's just a realistic fact. Women are not as turned on by beta males sexually as they are alpha males. And this ends the teaser preview portion. In order to listen from this point forward, you're going to have to be a $5 minimum $5 Patreon subscriber of mine. So for those who just watched the teaser preview, the hashtag is I want to listen to more. I want to listen to more. Letter I, want, W-A-N-T, number 2. I want to listen, the word listen, then another number 2, then the word more, M-O-R-E. I want to listen to more. That's the hashtag for those who just watching the teaser preview. All right. Mode 1, baby. Make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Who's the king?
Alan, you're the king.
Say it again.
Alan, you're the king. You're dominating me.
Say it again.
Alan, you're dominating me right now. Mode 1.
Mode 1.
Daddy, get her go, please. You're the king.
Say it again.
Oh, oh, you're the fucking king. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You're the king, Alan.
AKA the king of verbal seduction. You know, it's the tone of your voice, how seductive your intonations are, the vibrations that you could just reach out over the phone lines and stroke a woman's breast just by the sound of your voice, how you could make her pussy so wet just by the sound of your voice. That's actually very hot.
So you said my show was what?
I said your show is powerful.
Oh, say it again.
Your show is powerful.
I bet the king would fuck me really good.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie.
Oh, yeah. Who's the king?
Alan Roger Currie. The king.
The king.
The king.